announced by Ava on social media ahead of WWE Deadline tonight, Eddie Thorpe would be unable to compete, and they found a suitable replacement for Eddie. Tonight, the replacement was Oba Femi, the fifth man in the Iron Survivor Challenge. The rules of the Iron Survivor are on screen if you want to pause the video and read them. Obviously, please do. I'm not going to read them all out. There's a lot of text on the screen. That's up to you to do. The men's Iron Survivor would be the first match of the night, and I genuinely like these matches. I love the concept. One, the clock is constantly on the screen with the scoreboard, and two, it feels as though every minute matters. Why? Because the first two in the ring could score a lot of pinfalls. The fifth man could come out and have no time left in that 10 minutes to get the pinfalls needed. Not in this case, though. It would be drawn at 1 across the board when Javon Evans would equalise at 18 minutes 44. But that would change very quickly, and after Oba Femi literally tortured Ethan Page in the penalty box, a thunderous double chokeslam by Oba would see him take the lead, and Javon Evans would run out of time. Oba Femi would be successful tonight, and that means Oba Femi is the new #1 contender for the NXT Championship. Genuinely surprised that they haven't called up Oba Femi. We know the transfer window's open, so it's theoretically still possible. We've seen them call up NXT stars middle of a storyline before. I do think, though, we're probably looking at post-WrestleMania, which really isn't a bad thing. NXT champion Oba Femi definitely has a ring to it. This is things you might have missed from WWE Deadline. Make sure you hit the like button, and if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button too. Tiffany Stratton was on NXT tonight, and she would remind Ava that she is Miss Money in the Bank and could cash in on the NXT Women's Championship. In fact, she teased it at New Year's Evil. Makes it more must-see. Do you think NXT, do you think WWE will have Tiffany cash in on Roxanne? Tiffany also posted onto X saying that she wants an underground match with Lola Vice. So could we be seeing more Tiffany Stratton on NXT? The Women's Iron Survivor would be the main event tonight, and OMG! Zarya literally got powerbombed through the table, and I mean that table exploded. That looked awesome. I think Sol Ruka had some really good highlights tonight. That handspring over the top rope looked absolutely incredible as well. I think they've done a really good job of teasing Stephanie versus Giulia. Obviously, this is not a one-on-one match. People kept getting involved. Although we did see them get physical tonight, it still leaves the anticipation of what happens when Giulia and Stephanie go one-on-one. At 24:25 on the clock, Ren Sinclair would pick up her pinfall, making it 1 across the board. But it would be Giulia getting the final pinfall in the final 10 seconds to make it 2 for her. Stephanie came close, 1 second longer, maybe she would have won. But Giulia is your winner. Giulia will now challenge Roxanne Perez for the NXT Women's Championship. Really nice closing shot as confetti would fall from the sky. Giulia was your winner. We have to note the rebrand for Deadline. WWE Deadline, not NXT Deadline. I'm sure this is like a Netflix thing. Netflix probably want the big PLEs to be WWE branded. Kind of makes a lot of sense. Hopefully it brings new eyes to the NXT product. Jada Parker and Lola Vice would take a trip to NXT's Underground tonight. Second match of the night, very fun. Lola Vice would pick up the win here. I'm pretty sure this is going to end off their feud. I know that the Underground matches usually aren't for everyone. There's usually a lot of people in the comments saying they don't like this kind of stuff. I get it. It's a very different style of presentation to what you're used to in WWE. I think the presentation for this is perfect. Obviously, this is a stipulation match. It's sort of Lola Vice's wheelhouse, so to speak. I think they've nailed the presentation. One of the key presentations of this Underground match is no ropes. Now, to do that requires time, and to fill that time prior to the match, we had a promo by Lexis King. A very dark promo from him tonight, as he would talk about being on the streets of Minnesota and this place having a place in his heart. And when you think about it, this was the place his father died. Wow. Obviously, this character right now, I think, is really starting to work as a babyface. And I really do think, you're seeing Lexis King still trying to break away from his father's shadow. He's trying to prove that he's not Brian Pillman Jr., that he is his own man. Once again, though, to fill the time after the Underground match, we would revisit the heartbreak of Andre Chase and Chase University. A full video package documenting what happened with the downfall of Chase U and that promo from 2 weeks ago on NXT as Andre Chase would walk away, packed his box, and that mysterious voice would call out to Mr. Chase. Who was that? We still don't know. I'm going to assume the fact they've reminded us that we're going to find out very soon. I've seen a lot of people on social media trying to put the voice to Josh Alexander. I mean, I can hear it, but I think when you're trying to look for something, it's very easy to hear that. Obviously, we haven't seen the person yet. We'll have to wait and see when WWE do reveal it. Major update, Fraxium is fine, and Fraxium are still the NXT Tag Team Champions. Nathan Frazier obviously having to work double duty tonight. He was in the Men's Iron Survivor Challenge. And I think the fact that he wrestled this match not only with his ribs bandaged up, but the bloodied nose that he suffered in that first match as well, definitely added a level of doubt that they would win. It was a very good match. And I mean, it was very close at times that I thought No Quarter Catch crew were going to capture the tag team belts. Especially when Miles Bourne was able to dodge a missile dropkick by Axiom that would then connect with Nathan. There was a lot of hype in this match for Tavion Heights, rightfully so. Booker T, Vic Joseph mentioning his time in Japan. We spoke about that at the time. All these different matches, the viral moments that he had from that tour. So definitely someone to look out for in NXT's future. Maybe a good thing, maybe a bad thing. Miles Bourne receiving RKO chants from the NXT crowd tonight. That was interesting. I mean, I can see it. I can see a young Randy Orton in Miles Bourne. I don't think that's personally a bad thing at all. OTM would come out during this match, and this makes me think that OTM could be next in line for a tag team title match. It kind of makes sense as well. You think about it. Okay, they were involved more with No Quarter Catch crew, but I do think we're going to get them versus Fraxium maybe next. A bit of progression tonight in the feud between Javon Evans and Wesley. We are expecting a one-on-one match between these two, and with Wesley in the backstage area punching Javon Evans tonight. Trick Williams would retain the NXT Championship tonight, but I do need to be brutally honest, this match just was not for me. Absolutely no critique of the wrestlers themselves. Both Ridge Holland and Trick Williams put on a good performance, but genuinely there was just no chemistry. It didn't feel exciting. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes that just happens. Two wrestlers just don't gel together, and that's what this felt like. This spot, though, from Trick Williams, oh my God. Like, that was insane. That woke me up. That made me pay attention. That was crazy scary. But Trick Williams retains. So now we assume that Trick Williams versus Oba Femi is coming up in the near future. That will be interesting. A very different, vulnerable side of Ethan Page shown tonight. Obviously, after losing the Men's Iron Survivor Challenge, Ethan Page would say that he has no idea how to get back to the world title scene. Like, this is a very different Ethan Page. A lot of people again wondering, could this be where Josh Alexander comes in to try and reboot the career of Ethan Page? Also, might be something, might be absolutely nothing. I mean, there's no way to determine who it is, so I'm going to go with more nothing. But there was 3 people in the background, seemingly walking with a purpose to absolutely nowhere. Who was that? I thought tonight was a decent show. Definitely not perfect. I didn't like the NXT Championship match. I thought the tag match was amazing. The Iron Survivors were great. For me, a solid 7 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and I'll see you next time. Peace!